and welcome to this latest DPA video interview. Today I'm with Gary Livingstone, Managing Director of MiniTec UK. We'll be discussing how the company has adapted since the start of the pandemic and what makes MiniTec the profile of choice. So Gary, have you seen a change in customer inquiries and orders since the start of the pandemic?
Certainly since the start of this pandemic, there was an initial rush to get hold of equipment and maybe automate. But as time's moved on, there's been very much a movement to maintain systems rather than develop. So that's with the general automation industry. We have seen some markets in particular that have continued with investment, in particular the energy markets. Medical and pharma almost goes without saying that they've continued with their investment, and also the food industry. But as a general level of industrial automation, it's almost been disappointing as a manufacturer ourselves to see a lot of UK manufacturing shy away from developing at the moment and really continue just on a maintenance rather than a development route.
Okay, and how has MiniTec as a company adapted since the start of the pandemic?
The biggest part of adaptation was to understand exactly what the customers are going to be needing, and certainly coupled with Brexit, there was stock holding issues, how much stock we held, types of stock we held, and also the types of resources that needed to be available for the customers on an ongoing basis. So having spoken with many of them, we understood that many were still maintaining rather than developing. So again, we had to shift some of the shop floor around to make sure we could hold more stock to keep them operational. But at the same time, we almost had to rein back a little bit of some of the development programs just because the customers weren't going to be looking at that. And part of that was a function of working from home, especially in the early days, that engineering teams weren't getting together to discuss problems. But yeah, we're seeing things move a little bit, but adaptation has allowed us to improve some of our processes. So been fantastic, all part of general business improvements. And we're currently actually installing a brand new ERP system during this downtime as well. So during, even the level of investment, we still maintained our intent to progress and develop as well.
Okay, and can you tell us how you compete with the profile alternatives that are available and still entering the market?
Yeah, the profile alternatives. I mean, there are some big names that have again very good companies, been around for a similar time to MiniTec. MiniTec's key thing certainly is the global reach. MiniTec is represented in well over 70 countries around the world. So even if we're supplying manufacturers in the UK that they're then exporting, they know that if they need any spare parts or adaptations, they can 99% of the time they can get it in the local company that they're servicing. So that's a big plus. Our level of service, we're generally engineering based, so it's not just cut and chop. We can actually solve people's problems and work with them on systems. So there's a big engineering content. The general value of the product, MiniTec's key thing is the art of simplicity, and it's all about saving time. So the complete range of products is designed to save time, and therefore improve everybody's productivity. So the overall value of the product is very attractive to people as well.
Okay, and following on from that, why should companies have a counterfeit policy in place?
The counterfeit policy has been, again, I view it a little bit like the fearful insurance salesman of what will your children do when you die. But the counterfeit policy has certainly come into place to protect individuals. There are counterfeit and substandard parts on the market that can get used with any number of profiles, be it fasteners or the profile itself. But the system integrator or the person buying the profile system has to realise if that fails, their company is liable. And we have experienced an instance where a counterfeit connector was used with the MiniTec system. It failed, and that end customer got sued and is no longer in business. So for the big companies, the Rolls-Royces, the BAEs, or things even going into retail, people need to know that everything has been properly quality assured and is of the correct standard. And it's certainly much more. It's now written into a lot of the ISO regs as well now, and we're certainly getting a lot more questionnaires from the big companies now that they actually want to see a counterfeit policy in place.
Okay, and can you tell us what makes MiniTec the profile of choice? Why do your customers choose MiniTec?
Again, it's because we are, we are wonderful people to work with. Generally, I'm not saying we do have our moments, but we're very much engineering based. It's an engineered product, so it's been developed with engineers over time. So a lot of the connectors in place, a lot of the solutions are there to make life easier for people. So the way the profile is manufactured allows people to use standard fastenings that could be 20 pence rather than some companies that are charging £10 a connector. So there's a big difference in value when you're putting the whole thing together. The range is very comprehensive, and as mentioned before, the worldwide cover does give some of our UK manufacturers who export the added safety net of they can get it in the local country if need be.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Gary. And to find out more about the solutions offered by MiniTec, please visit their website. All the details will be shared on screen shortly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.